then that's okay, bud. That's okay. It's okay to be 50% of the way there. I am. I'm happy as Larry, dude. Larry's a fucking happy dude.
Oh, you were saying they could barely hear me. Hold up.
They could barely hear you. You need to turn yourself up, pimp.
No.
Let me fucking max you out as well. You quiet bitch.
Is that better?
Let me turn you up a bit more as well. There you go. You sound like much louder now. And that was before I turned you up. I've just turned you up as well. So like, I've just turned you like fucking way up now. Anyway, so we had that, and it's like whatever. RG, what am I projecting? I'm an openly bisexual male. What do you mean? What am I projecting? There's nothing to project. Like I'm open about who I am. I don't care. You know what I mean? It is what it is. We can't hear Grim, but you should be able to hear now. Give us a little one too.
Yeah, give it a couple. Okay, he said better.
All right.
He said better.
You're by your gay too, so no harm, no foul. Well, that's what I mean. There's no harm, no foul. No one's taking it fucking. No one's taking it serious.
Just gifted one to our testes.
The okay, we appreciate it, man. Here's the fucking the rum ham. We should call it the bum ham for today, to be honest with you. But dude, to go into this as well, what I want to say is BB Phil became a fucking pay pig yesterday after stream, little bastard. So rum ham for him. Diolch and Val, my brother. I appreciate you. And also, Krusty the Clown renewed his crown. He's still Krusty the Clown. So Diolch and Val, Krusty. We appreciate you. We love you, man. Rum ham. We appreciate you. So yeah, you gotta be careful, dude. So. Yeah. So we're going into that, all right? So we'll have a bit of fun with that. Now, the other thing I want to tackle is what happened on Rewind. Oh, no. We got to discuss it. Beans.
What happened?
Beans took the fucking stroke a little too far by leaking DMs. Stroke. You know, the stroke of the flame, you know? It's a figure of speech, brother.
I've never heard that before.
Well,
go for it.
You heard of it today. And she decided to leak DMs between you two to try and incriminate yourself, which I thought was funny, because if you actually look at those DMs and take them at face value, it makes her look terrible. Because it shows manipulation and control to a fucking whole other level. But for some reason, the viewers there, I don't know why, maybe it was the way that it was being portrayed, I couldn't tell you. They decided to be like, oh my God, dude, there's no way he would say that. Where you just being like a level of concern. It was a matter of, nah, dude, fuck that. Like, fuck that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's fucking clearly like fucking being overly defensive on this. But like, all I saw was control and manipulation. The DMs were about, you having a gay arc, which was interesting. So she was uncomfortable with that.
The sleigh train?
The sleigh train, yeah. She was very uncomfortable. She hated that we did the sleigh train. Yeah.
Okay.
So she tried to cut the content.
Yeah, so I think I know the exact conversation that ensued. And like the TLDR would be, I'm perfectly fine with people thinking that I'm gay, because it doesn't matter what people think. Like, that's essentially the argument that I was having. I was like, it doesn't matter that people think I'm fucking gay. It doesn't matter if fucking people say I'm gay, or, you know, that really want us to be gay or a power couple or some shit like that. I'm like, I don't care, really. Like, honestly. You know, it doesn't affect me either way. It doesn't affect who I am or anything along those lines. It doesn't affect my income. It doesn't affect, like, you know, my life. It's literally just a sexuality, dude. Just like everyone else. Everyone has a sexuality. It's just like, it's nothing special about being gay.
That's fair. That's fair. And I appreciate that, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But I just find it, like, baffling of, like, her messages just came across so manipulative and controlling over what you can and can't do. And it was all, think about me, though. Like, how do I feel about this? And I ask myself a question of, when has she ever asked you how you feel about things? Because there's a conversation also got brought up regarding the time where it blew up over the 24-hour stream. And things were like flipped in a certain way that seemed a little bit like, oh, Nightmare's bastard because he fucking timed her out for 24 hours. Which I immediately tried to do. I didn't mean to click the 24 hours, to be fair. But the reason why I timed her out, guys, is because historically, Beans has been known to get angry in the DMs, get more and more inflamed because she gets so personally attached to things, and then she jumps on live and just explodes. So, due to the history of that nature, I decided to tackle that in the best way I saw fit. There was a brief timeout. It is what it is. I thought we didn't care about Fifi's. And it led to an argument after stream. And one of the things that you said, which I've already uttered live, is that you offered to her an ultimatum, which I didn't think anyone should have fucking offered. Which was you offered to leave the LCU if that made her feel better. You offered in a private setting where it was just myself, you, her, and Xylee. And and her response was fucking, when I realized, and it makes sense now, right, looking from this point, her response was, how the fuck do you think that's going to make me look? And she had to go at you for it. It wasn't of, I don't want you to stop doing what you love doing because they'll affect you. It was, why the fuck would you do that? You know how that's going to make me look. Like, you know that's going to make me look bad.
Yeah, like, so, I'll engage.
Go on.
So, whenever that conversation was being had about, like, what should I do on my own, right? To consider her feelings, right? The idea was, okay, I could just simply erase all the issues that have been going on by saying, all right, I could just leave LCU, and that'd be the end of it, and then everything will be great. But in reality, the first thing that comes out is, she says, well, how do you think that makes me look? And I said, well, hold on, why is that the first thing that comes to your mind? Why is it not like, you know, what I'm doing is something to fix the issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why this point of view of just like everything that I do is going to be wrong. Like, damned if I do, damned if I don't. You know, if I stay in the LCU, she's still going to have like an issue with it. If I don't stay in the LCU, it's also an issue. There's also the issue of like where I need to change everything about my content, about what
It is going to be a very, very long video, and I'm just going to cut straight to the point with a lot of these clips as best as I can. Hopefully that each respawn is pretty much less than 3 minutes at most. So we're starting out with Tess stream from technically Friday morning. You know what I mean? The set of Thursday stream. Technically, these clips are from that Thursday stream into Friday, and obviously Tess is gonna do their Friday. You guys know what I'm meaning, right? So, if I end up covering Tess again later on the video, that's why. If I do, because we do have a lot of things to cover. It's really the Tess boys kind of giving their response and their feelings about the situation between Beans and Grim, which is hilarious to say. And I'm probably going to repeat this a number of times, how the tables have turned on the Test Boys. A couple months ago, the Test Boys were kind of trailblazing, and they were like feeling like they were top of the world. Like when Zayzu, they sort of come around, and they were poking fun of her, and they did that a little bit with the Milkers and a little bit with the Queens. They were like really buddies with Rewind and the other hosts, right? That's how it was. And now things have turned because of this situation, which could have been easily prevented even if you didn't confront Beans face to face. Even a simple phone call would have worked, right? Or something of that matter. Now, this is going to be a repeating thing, how Nightmare brought up something like similar to an abuse situation. What abuse can come in different form in different ways. The one they referred to was how, I think I have the clip here somewhere, where Beans kind of just has a moment where she just like, she broke up with Grim on stream because they weren't spending on time, and they got back together, and I guess that can be viewed as abusive. I'm not sure. I've seen stuff like that in real life, in my own personal life. I wouldn't say it's abusive, but I would say it is quite manipulated.
Confrontation with someone who makes you feel that way, and someone who speaks to you like that in fucking public on the internet where it's forever. Because I feel bad for this fucker, because he literally had to remove the fucking clip because he didn't want it to look bad. His first thought, because I was speaking to him post-stream, his first thought was waiting for the fucking stream to process so he could remove it because he didn't want her to look bad. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Hold.
Chill
out. Chill out. I'm asking you to chill for 1 second. The things that happen between Beans and I want to keep as private as humanly possible. I understand that these are public, right? I'm saying this respectfully, like as a brother, okay? I know we're not related, but the point is, like, I'm telling you this, like, as a one dude to another, right? I don't know if I appreciated we probably should have spoken about this beforehand. I don't know if I appreciate you pulling up those clips. I know the narrative you're trying to spin. I get it. I 100% understand it. I just don't think, like, again, I'm perfectly fine getting hate. That is not an issue for me.
Why though? Like,
I don't think.
I don't want you getting hate.
Let me finish. No. I'm actually being so serious with you right now. Please let me finish. Please. I'm perfectly fine with it. I want the best for her, regardless of whether we're in a relationship or not. I didn't think me staying in that relationship with her was going to benefit her any longer, as it was. I noticed the longer that we started getting in a relationship, I noticed that I was losing myself by giving ground as much as I did. And I didn't want to continuously hurt her feelings or continuously bring her to a point where she's going to have like some level of like a mental break or some shit, right? Like, I didn't want to be the reason for that. Again, I know doing it over text isn't the most favorable way, but it did rip off the Band-Aid, and I'm not going to use the word afraid because people are going to say like, oh my gosh, she's abusive, right? Hey, people are still saying that. It's fucking annoying. She's not abusive. I don't care if you literally pull up a clip of her beating the shit out of me. I still would say that she's not abusive. I don't care. That's not the point. The point is not being her being abusive, even if she fucking was. It doesn't fucking matter. What matters is that there's like a level of respect and loyalty that you have to a person, right? I gotta live by like the words of like Tornado Savage mentioned it. Tornado Savage, like loyalty isn't like you can still be loyal to somebody even if you hate him. You can still be loyal to somebody even if you don't love him, right? That's where I'm getting at. I will do whatever it takes to make sure that she is good, she's taken care of, she continue on with her life, because I clearly wasn't the fit. And I'm not gonna do that to her. I'm not gonna pin her down and try to be the man that she wants when I'm clearly not that. That's just the reality of it. Every time I see a comment saying like, Beans didn't deserve him. Yeah, that's probably it. I'm perfectly content with that. I feel bad that it took 7 years for us to realize that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You didn't deserve it. Is that what the comment you're referring to? Because you said Beans didn't deserve him.
It's 7 years. Like, 7 years that I dedicated my life to this one person, and she dedicated to me. You have to keep in mind, it's a two-way street. I'm not only spending my 7 years, she is too, right? We were both locked in together. We were both dedicated to this relationship. I'm not gonna continue a relationship that I know is just gonna end up. It's just gonna end up being a ball of flames. It's gonna end up even worse. It was better that it ended up this way. Had I wish it happened earlier, maybe. But I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to put her in a position where.
Hey, get a fucking clue, dickhead.
Yeah, she was really upset this.
Well, she fucking wait, aren't you?
Yeah, I would never want to do that to her, man. I just It's just not fair to her. Okay, I don't care what she says about me. I don't care if she's like, leaks everything, right? Okay, I'll take a step back. I would care if she released everything, because then I'm put in a position where I have to respond to everything. And I told her countless times, our shit is personal. We gotta keep that shit private. It's nobody's business but ours. And she agrees.
Now here we see a little bit of a pushback with Grim because Nightmare showed a clip that obviously he should have ran through with Grim, but it is kind of funny how in the past, like, there was a situation where, like, Nightmare got his way and Grim was perfectly fine, and, that cost a relationship down the line, right? I don't know, I just felt that it was a little interesting and weird, and I think I'm not the only one who felt that way. Just from my perspective, it's like, it is sneaky what Nightmare did, but truth be told, and given how the LCU has been, I feel like this isn't that surprising. If people are taking it as like, oh, Nightmare did the thing, and it kind of just, it didn't betray Grim trust, but it was like boundary breaking, and I'm here like, to be fair, that's the LCU as a whole, where they have a tendency to break boundaries, and we've seen this even before the LCU, right? I mean, if you really want to think about it, with the Cancer arc, all the way, which only be 1 year ago, it's crazy to say that it's almost been 1 year ago since the beginning of the Cancer arc. And let's be fair, that was sort of boundary breaking, because because Keemstar, Tommy C, and Wings and a bunch of other people had to go out of their way, particularly to find the information they were looking for, to get Boogie to tell the truth. Like, it's clearly like I understand how Grim feels, but also, like, when you're in the internet, boundary breaking is just really common. I feel like I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one who have said this before. I know that for a fact. But it is something I've learned on the internet, is that people do break boundaries all the time with each other. Whether that be their co-hosts, their collaborators, even their own spouse. Sometimes you see it with kids. It's like, I get it, but it's like, you're in the LCU. The LCU, funny enough, is built on breaking boundaries. I mean, Keemstar even said at one point towards Becky, like, what are our boundaries? I get it, but, like, you know what I mean. You guys know what I'm referring to.
Like, fuck you, dude. And you think you can just fucking come onto our show without going in the members' way? Like, what the fuck makes you more important than the people who literally support us? Yeah, that's fucking cool. We can bring her in so I can tell this to her face, because she seems to think we're bitches. That's fine. There we go. Thank you for your fucking patience. It only took you like a couple attempts, but there we go. We're at it now.
Hello, everyone. Hi. How are y'all today or this morning?
We're great.
All
Are you
right,
stopped
what's
crashing
up
out
here?
because I told you to wait your turn, or we still going in?
No, I'm not crashing out, Nightmare. I just really wanted to hop in here because I just don't think that it's right for you to be sitting here trying to misconstrue and paint a
Well, like
narrative
you
that
did.
Beans is
Like you
no,
did.
that Beans is abusive.
Like
no,
you
I
did.
didn't paint it.
Like you did about Grim.
The difference
No,
between
no
you
one's
and
abusive. No. Lower your volume. Lower yourself. Shush. Act like an adult, or you can fuck off. Act like an adult and speak to me properly, or you can fuck off. No, I'm not lying. I literally showed evidence. I said people can think it out what they want. I'm not bulldozing shit. No. I think you're retarded. I think you're retarded. I showed evidence that aids to something, and well, yeah, look at you. You literally got timed out by a mod for thinking you're a big shit. You ain't no shit.
You are not some fucking mass manipulator you think you are, okay? You're sitting there.
Didn't say I was a master manipulator. Everyone's claimed I was.
You pull clips to then try and paint it, even though you let the audience think what they
So
want.
I showed. Wait. So I showed the other narrative. You mean like you tried to do to Grim, dude? Wait, on dolls, didn't you try to do that to Grim? Wait. Shush your mush now. Shush. I'm fucking talking. Look, we're not doing this fucking weird shit. I don't give a fuck what you cunts do with dolls, right? But you're not doing this fucking whole screaming like a lunatic on our fucking show, okay? This is where we're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna take in turns. Now you're gonna let me finish what I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna let you finish what you're gonna say, okay? That's how it works when you're adults. Oh, she left.
Oh.
Okay. Well.
Did you mute her?
Yeah, I muted her so I could tell her she needs to fucking.
I feel like eventually, maybe like in 2-3 weeks, I'll do not a recap, but a look back on the whole Beans and Grimm situation and their relationship, and why, if you're going to be part of the LCU, never bring your relationship or never bring your spouse onto the screen, because it's free game and free content. Now, I want to get into Popstar, because this won't be the only time Popstar would be here, because we will talk about her when we get into dolls. And trust me when I say that in the doll section, when we get to it, oh my god, it is insane. Now, I did only take 2 clips because there was so many crazy stuff happening throughout the whole doll situation, to the point where I was just like, we'll get to it when we get to it, but it is interesting that later on, Nightmare, they wouldn't really apologize or anything, but this is sort of, and I guess, I would say the beginning of a blood fuse between Nightmare and Pop Star. Trust me when I say this, and I could be wrong. I feel like I could be wrong about this, but I do see Nightmare and Pop Star down the line just having a lot of beef with each other. And the day they see each other like physically will be a big ass shit show, especially Pop Star to Grim, because I have a feeling that Pop Star is the type of woman that may not necessarily let certain things go unless she's told to. But I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong. But we'll have to wait when the day comes, which is only 1 month away, because Keemstar is planning to throw a huge, big event for the 4th of July. And I know for a fact that a lot of the hosts are supposed to come. And if Nightmare does come, and Grim, oh man, it's going to be a beautiful shit show.
Hey.
So, show.
Oh, I'm currently getting yelled at. If you're going to yell at me too, please warn me in advance.
No, I ain't gonna let you. Don't worry, bro. No,
I'll try not to roll and
gonna.
spike. I'm trying to make sure that I listen to the criticism.
No, you're good. You're good. I was really just gonna say something similar to what CD is. And look, CD, even though I'm not Christian, I understand where you're coming from, bro. Me as a Muslim, I understand where you're coming from and trying to keep your ideals, your morals, keep all that. I get that. I respect that.
Respect.
No, yeah, I respect you, bro. After what I saw, what you just been saying, I do appreciate that you still stand by your morals as is, regardless of what all the content is leading you to. Glammy, full respect to you. I understand you're content brained, and hey, you got to make your money. I get that. I respect it. I respect the hustle. You got to make your money where it's due. But you also got to respect the boundaries of your co-host as well, right? Nightmare and I, we have that dynamic. We have a lot of respect for each other. He makes sure to run things by me to make sure that's okay. I'm not gonna say you hopping. One more time.
The video that you said.
Besides that video.
Yeah.
Yep, because he didn't know about. Yeah, he didn't know about that.
Yeah,
That's
I'm not trying to hurt anybody. That's my thing. I was focused on having fun, and then plus two, it wasn't fully content brain. It was more that I love Beans, and I didn't want to hurt, and I didn't like how you technically handled things, and being a girl's girl, and I really care about her a lot.
Yeah, you should take her side.
And I
you
wanted to
should take her side
protect
regardless.
her.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I got so heated. I just
go for it.
wanted to protect her, just like Nightmare wants to protect you.
I have
So it
opinions too,
wasn't
but
so
I'm not
much-
at liberty. I have opinions too, but I'm not at liberty to say anything about them. It's none of my business.
That's exactly why I have so much respect for you, CD. I'll be completely honest, bro. As much as I haven't watched Tech Talk, there's a couple times where I have, and I actually enjoy it when you do go to the tech segments because I work in IT, so I get a little interested with those kind of things. I get a little excited, right?
Yep.
And it's fun, and I love the dynamic where Glammy doesn't know anything, so she's just like, okay, just kind of go with it.
Right. On a base level, I get it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I get it. It's part of the reason I put up with it. I get it. I see it. I'm not blind. I know. I get it.
So, but what I want to add on to it is I appreciate the fact that you have a level of boundaries not only for yourself but also other people's relationships as well. Because look, even though everyone knew we were in a relationship, doesn't automatically mean you're fully deserving. And yeah, I'll just say it that way. You're not fully deserving of knowing every little intricate detail, right? Just because we're in a public eye doesn't mean you need to know everything about them and have this parasocial relationship about being obsessed with their relationship and whatnot, right? That's what I appreciate about you. I do feel bad that your point of view of saying that you can't have a relationship is determined because of the fact of the situation you're in. I hate to say that you may be right on that, but I don't think you should let people's opinions affect the way you think. And that's kind of what I want to get at, right? Just because people are shitting on you, oh, go with Beans and all this other shit, right? Don't take it to heart. It's all tongue in cheek from majority from these people. Don't take them seriously. It's all just memes in the end. That's why I don't take anybody seriously in the LCU.
That's valid.
They're all retards.
That's valid. I hope everyone understands too that while I'm very much stuck in my feels about a lot of this, there's everyone probably should take a little bit of what I say with some grains of salt, because the nature of how I crash out is that sometimes the absurd will slip in there, and I don't mean to, but I might have embellished on a few things as they were coming out of my head into the ether, right?
Hey,
so
no, you're
like I
good
said,
with that, bro.
being authentic.
Yeah,
I don't really care what a lot of people think of me. I'm sorry, Grim.
No. You said exactly what I was gonna say. I was gonna say you're being authentic. Be true to yourself. That's what I love about fucking Rastov. This motherfucker literally hopped on here and literally graciously said that you're doing a good job, and you are. Be authentic to yourself. Don't try to be something else just for the sake of content. Don't try to like change your fucking morals or any kind of narrative that you actually naturally have just for the sake of content. No, be true to yourself, and you'll see your show succeed. That's what happened with fucking Test. That's our fucking success story. We're true to ourselves. We don't need drama. As you can see today, like drama dived our fucking not our views. Our views went up because it's just random people from other shows. But like our little like donations and everything died because of that. Why? Because they're not there to watch that. They're there to watch me and Nightmare act like retards. Literally, just like our conversation, dick around. Right? That's literally it.
Yeah, but that's what I was trying to do. I just wanted to have fun. That was all I was looking at. I was just looking at it to have fun because at this show with CD, I was able to feel like I was able to be myself more. A lot of my personality came out more, and it was just fun to me.
Let me, and I'm asking you this respectfully. Like again, I will always talk to you with kids' gloves. I will do that.
I mean, you don't have to do that, but I appreciate.
No. I'm doing that out of courturity. Out of courtesy, right? I know I don't need to. I'll do it if I want to, right? So I'm just telling you this.
Okay.
Right? Also, Anxious Aussie, thank you for the cash count on the
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
We will get to the
I'm
donation.
supporting
I promise.
TikTok.
Thank you so much.
Zeepish says how much to. I'm sorry, one moment. Zeepish says how much to Riz Grittin right now. $50, brother. Same as always.
No, a million. Support TikTok.
Yeah, we missed a lot of donations, by the way. But I just
you're
wanted,
right.
so I was trying to explain that we will get to them. And thank you so much, Anxious Aussie. We will get to everybody. But yeah, I that's it. That's all. I was able to have a lot more of my personality come out. I thought it was fun. I was just being goofy and silly. That was the more of my personality that actually got to come out, and I had a blast. I never intended to hurt it.
Now, prior before the CD-ROM had a bit of a crash out about the situation between Grim and Bee in their relationship, and a lot of people took it away. It could be a joke, and I have a feeling it's a joke, but some people may take it serious. It can be up in the air. Who knows? I like to think that what it is that he's not white knighting Beans. It's just he's a guy that doesn't want drama. He doesn't want unnecessary conflict. And the thing is, though, it's the LCU. You can try to be nice, and you could be nice. And you can try to be friendly, which you could be friendly. And you could try to be respectful, and you could. But the problem is you could. And usually what ends up happening is you're always going to get involved in drama, no matter how much you try not to. And because of that, CD-ROM, my man, you seem like a nice guy, but I feel like you have to eventually accept that you're going to be dragged in and you're going to be expected to respond to the drama within the LCU. It is not it's not a suggestion. It's not an option. It is a requirement. It is why Keemstar pushed this stuff, because he wanted people to talk about it. In a weird way, thinking about it now, and I think we'll get into it. We'll get into it later on in the doll section, and even maybe in the nerd section. We'll get to it when we get to it. But here we have kind of Grim kind of coming up to Glammy, and trust me, later on in the clip, you can see that Glammy body is showing a sign of kind of being disgusted by Grim, because Grim is like praising, CD. I'm just gonna call him CD, praising CD about how he's respectful to this whole situation. But to be fair, I don't think CD-ROM doesn't give a shit about this stuff. Yeah, when he talking to Glammy, he treating her like she's garbage, like dirt. He's just treating her like she's not even a human, like subhuman. Like unironically, he's treating her like subhuman, which is funny because let's be real, Glammy is much more entertaining now. Like I don't want tech talk, but the days I do catch a little bit of tech talk, Glammy is pretty entertaining, much more entertaining than Grim. And it's just kind of funny. And the thing is, though, unlike Grim, like if I wanted to, I could do a whole video going over the whole journey of Glammy, where she started to where she's at now. And there's a major change from her starting out in Queens, for the audition, to her having multiple shows, back and forth, being criticized, being teared down, being mocked, to now being respected by most of the hosts, and I think most people can't deny that, right? I don't think Glammy should get fired, in my honest opinion, but we'll get into that when we get to that.
Anybody?
Don't think of it as just like me trying to attack you with this. I'm asking as an innocent question, okay? So just take it in the best way possible, all right?
Sure.
How would you engage? Had it been that it been your relationship? Let's say, God forbid, I don't wish this upon you. I would never wish this upon you. But hypothetically, in a situation where, let's say you guys have a divorce or something along those lines, again, I wouldn't wish it. But how would you feel if everyone's talking about it? Everyone's trying to start shit with you. They're trying to get with your husband, telling, oh, you should date some other girl that's in LC universe. I'm sure you feel uncomfortable, right?
I think I would shut down. I would wall and spike, and I'd probably talk about it a lot because I would emotionally push it away.
And that's kind
And then
of what I'm getting at.
it would be something that I would feel compelled to talk about because one, I would need
You
to
were
talk
never-
it out. Because not compelled
should never
as
feel
far
like
as
you're at gunpoint.
no, not compelled as far as the universe goes. Compelled because of the fact that like I know that he's been in all, like he's with me in the universe. So I feel like if we weren't seen together, if I didn't talk about him anymore, I would feel that I'd want to get it off my chest. That I would want to explain it. Not to mention I would have to get it out. So I think I would be totally different. But I think my personality is a lot more louder.
Yeah, no, it's more of like I'm saying it this way. You would not appreciate others infringing on your relationship and then adding every single intricate or trying to pry as much as they absolutely can out of it when they have nothing to do with it. Would you not agree with that?
I agree with that.
Okay, that's exactly where I'm going at. Look, I don't look at you any more differently because of you upping on dolls or anything like that. In fact, those are my expectations of you. So there's nothing wrong with that. By the way, I don't mean that in a bad way.
I was gonna say, what do you mean expectations of me? Like I'm a trash
Yeah.
person? Or
No,
why is your
and-
expectations that way?
Yeah, so I have expectations of everybody based off of like my interactions with them, or at least like what I've seen out of them, right? With you, again, I'm saying this in the nicest way possible, so take this in the best way. Charles of Light, thank you for the one. We appreciate your support. Please support TikTok. No, but like, for example, my expectations of Nightmare is he should be loyal to me because there's been times where I've been vulnerable and he could have easily taken the rug right underneath my feet, and he did it. And my expectations of him are much higher. With you, Lemmy, I've never really interacted with you too much. And anyone that I've never really understood that well or don't know much about, and only know them like through the lens of like as a viewer, I'm gonna have a very low expectation of them to where if they ended up doing something scummy, I would be mad. I'd be like, okay, that's what it is. Because I don't know you that well. I don't know your character. I don't know anything about you. I shouldn't have expectations of you that are any higher for that matter.
So-
See, Rom, as a religious man, I expected something out of him because of religion alone. But that's about it. That's the only basis I can go off of. You know what I mean?
So you basically think that what I did was scummy, is what you're saying?
No. I didn't say it was scummy. It was expected. That's it. There's no.
You
I'm not
put
putting any more
scummy in
integrity
that
behind it whatsoever.
sentence, though. You did put.
How
Did
so?
you not say scummy? That you'd expect scummy out of somebody you don't know and you didn't know me that well, so you expected it out of me? Is that not what you said?
Did I say scummy? I swear to God, I don't remember saying scummy.
Is that what you said,
CD?
CD? I know I get shit wrong all the time. And plus, two, I'm feeling a little defensive at the moment because I know everybody's
you're good.
painting me out to be a
I'm
bad guy
not
here.
talking
So
about
I'm
you. I'm
trying
not talking
so hard not
I'm
to.
sorry,
wall
Glenn.
and
I can't answer that question, Glammy, when I'm not directly engaged.
You're
I
not
let my
gonna
focus
answer
kind of drift a little bit, so I'm sorry.
Okay, never mind. We'll cross that off because
I was watching chat and catching up with messages.
Okay, we'll cross that off. I thought I heard that. That's okay. I could
Like,
be wrong.
let's-
I'm trying very
let's-
hard not to be defensive. Trying.
Let's do this. And Glammy, I appreciate that. There are a few more things I'd probably like to get off my chest. But Grandma, do you have anything else you want to say? Because I think we need to get back to it.
Oh no, you're all good. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to hog the entire show.
Oh, no,
Bro,
it's
I'll
fine.
get
I'm
done
glad
with
you were here to say your side. I mean, I appreciate the fact that you were gracious enough to come and explain your side.
No. I'm gracious now. Shut up. Shit, treat me like anybody else, bro.
I do. I do.
We're all friends.
That's the
right?
thing.
No, but like,
I do, and I did.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why
no,
I
you're
said it's because you didn't have to do that, but you did, and I appreciate it.
yeah, and don't. And I'm making this clear for you and as well as chat. I'm not saying you did anything wrong. I want to make that very clear. I'm not judging you in any sort of way. It's just a reality of life. I'm in LCU. I know my expectations are whatever happened to me. Everyone's gonna fucking talk about it. And it is what
Yeah,
it is.
because
But my
people were
opinion is
talking
it's
about
another.
it. True. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, you're good. It's your show. It's your show.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to interrupt. I'm trying to get better.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
so
One wasn't built to take, Glammy. Take your time.
everybody was already discussing it. I was giving my opinion on it. So it wasn't like I was bringing it up first. It was a part of the LCU as far as a whole and collective of everybody putting their 2 cents in. I gave my opinion of it. That was it.
We're in LCU. That's what it is. Yeah, and that's what it is. I completely
So,
understand. Yeah, it's just a level of understanding. That's it. It's like you understand where I'm coming from. You do. That's it. That's the end of it. End of conversation.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's about it. CD,
All right, cool.
Glammy, I love y'all both. Please continue to do a good job. Please don't make your show to only one thing. Try your best to make sure your audience is entertained every step of the way. Continue this dynamic where you're talking about a topic, she has no idea what you're talking about, vice versa. If you have a topic that he doesn't understand, blow over him. All right, like make him look at it.
Yeah. Right. Appreciate you, Glenn. Glad to have you. Thank you, brother.
I love y'all. Seriously,
Me too.
I want the best for y'all. Keep it
I
up,
want
right?
the best for you too.
All right, thanks. Have a good one.
Love y'all.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay. I promise you that I don't want this to be the entire show. I have.
Hi, Amac.
Hi, Glammy.
Hi.
Hi, CD.
Hi, Matt. What can we do?
And later on in this clip, Glammy kind of just fights back against Nightmare, and good on her. God, this video is almost 30 minutes long, and we're not at attack. We're gonna probably have to go through Cafe. The rest of the tag was good, I guess, in my honest opinion. Same thing for Cafe, but yeah, the way Grim was treating poor old Lammy, the Lammy, it's like, come on, dude. You can be a little nicer. Like, regardless of how people feel about Glammy, you can't deny that Glammy has gotten better from where she started. Where I feel like, not necessarily trying to diss Grim, he's gotten better, but not at the same rate as most other hosts. But I think it's because most other hosts had to deal with more pressure on top of them. And because of that greater pressure, it helped develop. But it's also because Keemstar has more of a closer eyes. If your show starts from 10 o'clock all the way up to Rewind, he's going to have a more closer eye Whereas obviously Tech Talk, Ozzy, and Tess, he's not gonna have much closer eye, so he's not gonna have much criticism until really recently. Let's move on to Cafe.
For you, here is the sharing for everyone else, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. I'm gonna ask the question everybody is dying to know, and I hate asking this question, but if I don't ask it, it's gonna be like, "Oh, Sally, you were sleeping." Do you think Nightmare was a contributing factor of you and Grim breaking up?
Yes.
Be honest.
Yes, and I think that if I said no right now, you would call me out on it. Because there were multiple times where I would come to you, Xylee, about having an issue with Nightmare, and you would just say, I know that you and Grim are together, but Grim and Nightmare are co-hosts, and I think that you should just remove yourself completely from anything test to make sure that they work and make sure that we can work together. So there was a situation.
Okay. I'm gonna ask the question everybody is.
Okay, hang on, let me go back. Here we go, done sharing. Okay, we back. Wow.
What do you think of that? What do you think of that?
Ooh, okay. Honest thoughts. If it not be Nightmare, could it have been something else? Was this going to happen anyway? It just happened to be that Nightmare was the reason that came up first. Maybe.
Good point.
You know what I mean? I think it just happened to have been the loudest thing that. But that's only speculation. Don't kill me. I'm only guessing.
It's not my relationship. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm just wondering,
but that is
based off of like the things that come later. I'm wondering if it could have been anything. This just happened to have been the thing, the camel, as it were.
right. Like it was building up, but like that was the first thing to really set it off, is what you're saying.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like it was going to happen probably eventually, but that was like, like the catalyst for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I get that. No, I get that.
But again, I don't know.
I don't know either, but that is pretty crazy to hear her say.
It was.
We have the next clip here where she talks about the 24-hour stream that Tess wanted to do. You want to play that? I do remember hearing about this.
Okay.
She told me a little bit about it because I didn't get to see it live when it happened, when they were like going back and forth, but I remember her telling me about it before the show one day, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh gosh. Okay, I'm gonna do the sharing for you.
Okay.
And then the sharing for everyone else. Here we go. Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You're doing great, Glammy.
Thank you. It's a oops. Did I? Okay. I think I undid the do.
It's okay.
24-hour stream, but it was a Friday.
There we go.
And Saturdays are the days that we hang out. So the only thing that Grim wanted to do was get some reassurance from me that it's okay. I was in Rewind VC that day. I didn't care. And I made that very clear whenever I went into chat. I said, I don't care. You do whatever you want. And the worst thing about text is that you can never understand how somebody's tone can be perceived, right? So Nightmare read that. He took it very harshly. And immediately he gave me a 24-hour ban. I tried to explain myself. I couldn't. So I decided to hop on. He was very upset. He did not want to talk to me. It was a very tumultuous argument that happened on test. Grim, the type of person that he is, he just doesn't like conflict, so 24-hour stream. But it was a Friday.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I remember that happening and being like, whoa. Like, okay, that was taken a little too far. But I understand what Beans is saying, like where like tone can be lost in text, like for sure. That's why like whenever I'm like texting, like I try to like add like emojis, you know what I mean? So it like doesn't come across the wrong way. You know what I mean? Like if I'm like trying to say something like happy, like I'll try to like put like a positive emoji with it or something so some people don't take it the wrong way.
I'm heavy on emojis for that exact
Oh, I know.
reason.
With that little smiley face and the hearts, but I love it. I love it.
Just
So
so
cute.
that you know that this is a happy tone. I'm coming at you happy.
Right.
I don't transpire as well on text. I barely transpire as well in voice, but I transpire better at voice than text because you can't.
Yeah.
Context.
I know, that's why like I hate dealing with like conflict or arguments through text. I would much rather like if I can't see you in person, then at least like fucking call me or something. You know what I mean? Because I am the type of person like it's hard for me to understand tone when it comes to a lot of things. So I can take things the wrong way with text. So like I would much rather just like forget about all that bullshit, just not even have to deal with it and just, be able to hear the person's voice because it's much easier that way.
Yes. Again, I could take you wrong verbally too.
Yeah, that's always possible.
Yeah, no, so many times possible. Less so possible than text because with text it's so much easier. Plus with a person that's an overthinker. Whoa.
Yeah. What was that?
You're probably gonna hear that in the OBS. My Alexa goes off all the freaking time. I forget.
Is she haunted?
Girl. That girl goes.
And here we have Batgirl and Glammy in Cafe because Kent couldn't be there. So Glammy Lammy stepped in to help. What's good on her? As I said, you can't deny that Glammy is at least moving up in the world in the LCU where there's a sense of much more respect. And they just went over the whole situation again, like as everybody else. But really, the rest of the there's not really much I can say about Cafe. We're gonna move on to dolls next because I feel like that's more important.
What's afterwards?
So let's not let's not filibuster real quick. Let's not filibuster real quick. Let's take it step by step.
Beans. We can't see anything. You're still on a test video.
Shit, sorry.
Let's talk about the clip then. First, let's talk about the clip. Why haven't you shown the clip so people can see exactly what you said and the way you spoke to him?
Because I didn't have it, but can you please get it for me and we can play it right now?
It's on that stream. It's on that stream. Literally, the clip that you put up.
Okay, I'm telling you right now. Give me the exact timestamp so we can do this correctly.
Also, did you not yourself take videos and cut them for your narrative? So don't come here saying we're doing bullshit.
Wait. The clips that I got for those two are literally the full context of Beans being on there. There's literally, you can watch the full 45-minute stream. The only clip was the outro that Grim cut because he knew it made it look bad.
Okay, every clip that we put on here, they can go watch the full stream too.
Yeah, but you've also like only played like half or quarter and then played a narrative. Like you played this thing where Grim said that he deserves better than Beans. Wait. Let me finish my sentence. Then you said that like Grim said he deserved better. He clearly misspoke because he was insulting himself. That was clearly misspoke. You twisted that. Okay, you twisted that narrative, right?
Okay.
How is it twisting? No. Pup, give me 1 second.
Okay, go ahead.
How is it? He said something and I responded. How's that
like you know that he misspoke there, but you're like, actually, you think you deserve better me? I deserve better. You didn't deserve me. Like you knew that's not what he meant. But you twisted that to fill your argument, right? It suited your needs better, right? Like if we're going to be consistent, Beans, then let's be consistent, right? Let's actually talk about these things properly with clarity without doing this whole one-sided nature bullshit. Because you can say that I took it too far, but I'm pretty sure leaking DMs and blaming me for the relationship failing, dude, which you did on Rewind, pretty fucked, right? Kind of crosses the line.
I mean, so when did I actually blame you? There was something called a joke, kind of like the gay joke that you've been having for the past like forever ago.
Fucking had a fucking full-on party about.
Yeah, full-on party. I am dancing on
party as I'm bitching about it, like you know what I mean, like getting upset over a fucking gay joke. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think she was
upset with ridiculous.
No, she was upset with the disrespect that came from
I wasn't speaking to you about
and didn't do anything.
Anyway,
can we please run the clip from the video where you explicitly say, let the audience think what they want to think after you just abuse allegations? I want you.
It's not abuse allegations, it's a clip of what she said.
It's a clip of what I said. It's a clip of what I said, and then after the fact.
Right. I just want to say, for someone who keeps saying I'm getting involved in a relationship, Pup, you're talking a fucking awful lot, which is kind of rich to be fair. I get this whole narrative, right? Let's talk about the real things wrong with you, Pup. Is that you're wait, I'm not done talking yet. You were literally trying to use this situation to make yourself look good for the influence, right? Like you don't give a fuck about being you barely know the girl. You're trying to harp in this relationship to make yourself look like this massive warrior of justice. You don't give a shit. Because I know for a fact that if you had an opportunity, you'll cut tail on them. If you had a better opportunity, you'll cut tail on them. Because people like you exist all over this fucking world.
I cut tail on Beans. Honestly, no.
Let's talk about the situation.
No, let me speak because this is right now. It would be in my best interest to say nothing because I'm getting shat on because I'm going so hard for her. It would be in my best interest to say nothing and let her do whatever, Nightmare.
At least she has more PR treatment than you guys do.
The difference between you and me. No, this is bitch. I didn't like shit. How am I gonna
I wasn't speaking to you, but again, Popstar, I'm not talking to you. You're fuck all to do.
I don't care. You talk about me. I don't care. Nightmare, see, the difference between you is I'm not fucking non-10. Okay, if I need to pull strings again. I don't have to do relationship. Okay,
the only thing you've been able to use is content has been their relationship breakup.
Like you, only people like you insert themselves in people's relationships and try and actively ruin them. And then go sit here, come on the show and you sit here and act like you did not open your mouth to sit here and say that she was being abused. You tried to spin that narrative. That's
fucking crazy. You literally doing the same thing. You fucking retard.
No. Because
you put feminist propaganda on TikTok where it's like, if a man feels the same way, he cheated.
I got permission from Beans before I did anything. You don't know the context of what happened. You do not know what goes on.
I'm going to mute you for a quick second, Popstar, because
Beans, before you play it, Nightmare, and is this the clip that you've got the clip, is it, that Nightmare was talking about playing, is that right?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. Give me 1 second.
Before you do, Nightmare, Grim wasn't happy that clip was played. Do you think playing this clip is going to go against Grim's wishes?
That's all we have in the open, but I also don't think there's fair to paint a narrative of the situation when you're not actually going to show the clip of what was said. I think if we're going to be fair, it's out now, right? It's already done.
But do you think
No, I just don't think we should show it. It's done now, right? I took the L for that and I apologize to him. I didn't realize it was
because you always do things first and then ask later. If you truly
when you reached out to him in that stream.
You do this. No. Let's put this.
You try to.
I'll be real with you, folks. We're only in cafe, and this video is about to hit the 1 hour mark. I do apologize. This is a really super long video. Please forgive me, Almighty God. Doll was interesting because we're seeing Nightmare with round 2 with Popstar, and they go hard at each other. I would even say, I'm not the only one who noticed it, the Popstar and good old Nightmare are kind of like similar. Like it's a tick for tack situation where they're very much like that. And to me, oh boy, it was entertaining watching them, but it was very annoying. I caught, it was very, very annoying watching them kind of fight because there was like two of the same people going at each other, yelling at each other, and calling each other names, with a whole bunch of nothing happening to the point where Beans literally had to mute them multiple times just for them to even talk. And then later on, she even attacked, well, not attack, but she kind of like clapped back with Wonder Woman. And I'm just like, damn, this is quite entertaining, but you guys are not getting anywhere. Cause it felt like it felt that them trying to get anywhere felt forever, yet it was just quite entertaining. It's like a slow car crash. Like you're just sitting there watching the disaster happen, but it's not slow motion. Like you're seeing everything going wrong all at once, and you're kind of amused by how everything is going. That's how I felt about their argument. It's just like there's so many things that could have been prevented, but just because of just number of reasons, there was no way to avoid it. And whether or not Puffstar really cares for Beans, that's not my place to make. That's not really my judgment to make right now, because they really only been working with each other for like really at most a couple days, and Puffstar really only entered the universe recently. So to me, it's like I can't make that opinion. If Puffstar is Machiavellian, good on her. I ain't gonna lie. I always appreciate somebody who's quite Machiavellian and who's quick to make allies. Ain't nothing wrong with that if that's the case. But we're gonna move on to the next clip, which is kind of towards the end of Dolls, really.
He's just squeezing through it, but he can't fit. I'm like, dude, there's no. He's like, there's you go. And it's because my rib cage. I'm like, dude, no one's rib cage is that big. I'm sorry, brother. That's just seeing how that works. That ain't biology right there.
I really want to check in with Popstar. I really want to check in with Popstar.
I'll leave you guys crack on with your show. Sorry for taking up so much of your time. You guys have a good day. Popstar, no hard feelings. Okay, it ain't that deep. We don't hold any grudges. We move on. I hope you can do the same, and if not, that's okay. You have a fantastic day, ladies. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
I think this was a
Puffstar.
very hard day for you in particular, Puffstar. Like, not only did things leach from yesterday into today, but things have been hot in the LCU. And it's only been like your first month or so of you being here. How do you feel about it?
I'm glad you two worked out your problems. I'm glad that there's some sense of resolve. We can let it die now. My part is done to play regarding the situation, and I have no further comments to make. And also, our redirect is that set because we'll be departing in 8 minutes.
That's true.
Just make sure that
I
happens.
will do that right now, actually. So yeah, this is very complicated.
Popstar, if I did anything to offend you or upset you,
No,
I'm
Wonder
sorry.
Woman, I'm going to cut you off. Wonder Woman, you do not offend me. You do not upset me. I have boundaries within myself. And coming on the internet and acting a fool to a certain degree is not one of them. So, monotone. If I have a problem with you, I will DM you. We can hash it out off camera, but I don't have an issue with you. Thank you for taking your time to come on the show. We appreciate your presence. It was a great stream content-wise. Our viewerships were high, so that's great. And it seems that a leaf has been semi-turned. All the branches have been extended. And at the end of the day, this is between Grim, it's between Beans. The fact that that's resolved in any extenuating circumstances or people outside of that, it's not necessarily pertinent or relevant at this point because we have just hashed it out. So I'm more than fine to move forward because it wasn't my decision whether or not we move on or not in the first place because it's not my relationship. And to the chat as well, damned if I speak, damned if I don't speak. My silence is not a punishment. My silence is me containing myself because I make my own decisions for me and what's best for me. Thank you.
I do agree. You are a woman that stands on business. You know what you want from your form of content and the way that you present yourself online, and I do agree with that. The LCU is complicated. The LCU is messy.
I'm very aware of that. It's just, once again, there are some boundaries. I do not need to come on the internet, and I do not need to divulge my interpersonal business, especially when it was a precedent was not already set that I am on this platform. I'm not in an e-relationship or real relationship that's tethered to streamership. So whatever my past, my history, my family, all of that, I'm a very guarded and secured person. I do not play when it comes to that. It is anyone's decision what they want to divulge and not to divulge, but I will not entertain that. I will not entertain those privies into my personal life and let that be known today. Thank you.
That's very
Can I
true.
show you something? Can I show you something to go off topic? I went through my family pictures and
So most of the all, besides it being, them constantly fighting, which in some regard I felt like this could have been handled better. But then I always tell myself this, that all these shows are built on just cursing each other out. It's like blood sports, but without like the slurs, without the alcoholism or the heaviness of drug use. Like, if you know what I mean about like blood sport that was run by Ethan Rao and Annie Worski and Tonkaton and all those people, right? If you people remember back in the days where like Bloodsport was just so common, I feel like sometimes the LCU is very much like that. But enough of that. Toward the end of Doll, you saw Popstar mannerism shift. Like she just shut down. And I'm not sure it's because of the mental strain of her trying to get her words out and her fighting Nightmare, Because basically, like, if you sit them down, I wouldn't be surprised if they got along with each other really fast, but then easily get into an argument over the smallest shit, and then like the next second just get back to being friends. That's what it feels like, and I'm just like, and you can tell that it's a mental drain because she shut down, and I don't really blame her because if you're constantly arguing, fighting, and then you get muted, because she got really offended about her being muted, which is the thing is everybody get muted in the LCU at least once. Zay, Bob, everybody gets muted at least one time, and I'm here just like, well, that could have been better. But we gotta move on to nerds, because nerds was a little interesting in my honest opinion.
First of all, god damn, real quick, just let me get this out real quick, because I can. She agrees. I'm just gonna go ahead and say what she said. Where is it? Damn, this.
Mans was holding you back.
My God, but she just looked so damn. All right, we can get along. All right, so what's going on? God damn, what's going on?
So Pup and I want to do a dating stream, but something that we are trying to figure out is if it should be for me or for her. But instead, we came up with a new idea of doing kind of like the pop the balloon type shit, where if Zay says yes, she can host, we can have balloons, and she can drag people up from members waiting, and we can pop the balloon if we're just not into it.
That sounds fun. I'm with it. I'm down to host that.
Oh, hell yeah. So tomorrow, Saturday, what time works best for you?
If you guys can do like late afternoon so I can sleep in, works for me.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
So I wanted to ask you one thing, because I don't know how much you saw of Tess last night, and I thought the entire stream was a bit of bullshit. But the one thing that really bothered me was Nightmare painted this narrative like you were the controlling one and manipulative one in the relationship, and I wanted to know your opinion on that.
So we kind of discussed this on Dolls. He did say it in a way, he said multiple times that he did not say that I was a abuser, but obviously the way that he talked about it, and then he says the people can think what they want, you're putting a narrative out there, right? So that really upset me, but we did squash the beef today. Hopefully this can be done and over with. I just hope that tomorrow can be a new chapter, just seeing what is out there in the LCU, and hopefully I can get what I deserve.
Hell yeah.
You deserve so much better. You deserve the world. You already gave it to somebody for 7 years that ended it in the most pathetic way possible.
Absolutely.
That is the beyond of a bitch move. Like, that's a bitch Roger move. I can't say the real word, but that's a bitch Roger move. That's some real bitch Roger shit. That's like most bitchest Roger that ever bitch Rogered. Like it's like bitchy Roger neighborhood. It's like, and the whole thing is you can tell this man is seething. Can you confirm that he is seething? Can you, like, because he shuts down when he's ain't no. I saw that fat camp. You ain't got to say nothing, fly ass ma'am over there. Because she look at him devious. She's like, fuck, look at this. She like, do you see this? She looks like one of those cartoon drawings when they did the stereotypical sexy woman on Bugs Bunny. I watch cartoons.
The swoop and everything.
It's all wavy and shit. Is somebody gonna match her freak? But I'm sorry. But no. Like, he shuts down obviously when he gets upset, because that's what happened in Fat Camp, and you had to mama him like, go to your room. If you're gonna act like that, go to your room. And he's in his room. He's so deep in his room, he's in the closet, beckoning to come out. But look, I think I should shut up now. Go ahead, talk to me.
Well, I'm honestly glad for you that you are freed of this 7-year burden on your life, because you are still young and you deserve to move on, find happiness, find somebody who's going to treat you good. And, I'm sorry about the way that I went about things before, but I could see his bum energy from fucking a million miles away. And truthfully, like, you just didn't deserve that shit. Like, the way that you talked about him and put him up in the LCU, like, I went back, I don't know if you saw this, I showed, like, the Reddit posts of you fucking supporting him. I went deep, okay, because I
went so deep.
I remember at the beginning, you were, like, so fucking supportive. You joined the Discord being, like, my boyfriend, like, fucking lifting him up, and he just couldn't get over the fact that you got a show before him, and, like, honestly, your talent always shined brighter than his did, and it bothered him. And, like, I feel like, you can tell me if I'm wrong, it might have put a strain on your relationship a little sooner, that, like, you guys were never destined to be forever, right? Because, like, you could tell, like, the fucking way he's gone about things, like, ain't it? Like, ain't fucking it. No man who loves you would say half the shit he said.
No.
So our relationship just wasn't it, but either way, I do wish him the best. I think that Tess is going to do great. They just have to tread very carefully, because if they want to start shit, there's nothing holding me back at this point.
Yeah, and the whole, like, teasing of, like, videos that would ruin us both, that was fucking weird. I don't know what that shit was, but you didn't, you leaked Discord DMs. Now, can I also ask, why are you and him texting on Discord?
It's just easier for both of us. Yeah.
No,
Wait,
fuck
what?
that. No, fuck that. Fuck that. This man was in a relationship with you. How long has he been a Muslim? Nothing wrong with the religion. I just want to ask how long has he been practicing being in his, the Islamic beliefs? What, like a year? Because he says he's a newly found. Yeah, why you scratching the back of your head? Why you
I don't
scratching the back
know.
of your head?
If I don't know, that's for him to say.
I can't find my bunny ears, Lily. Thank you.
Thanks, Lily.
I'm gonna buy a new pair of bunny ears. But no, look, because
Now this is interesting because normally anytime Bean was up on nerds, they and her would just fight constantly. And yet the tables have turned. Why is that? You may be asking. I think because within the LCU, things can change really fast. And I'm going to repeat this at least one or two more times. And the dynamic between each of the hosts easily can change, and I think that's important within the LCU, especially when they're covering drama like this. And I think because people have more or less changed a lot, whatever beef they had, it's basically in the past. Now they're always gonna cover drama. There's always gonna be beef. There's always gonna be people fighting. But it's interesting to see that at one point, Bean and Zay were very much at each other's throats, and yet now they're kind of friendly to the point where Bean even asked Zay to help her on her stream, which is supposed to come out Saturday. Well, this video will be coming out Saturday, but I'm recording it almost at 2 o'clock in the morning. So God save me. But even so, even with that on hand, the dynamic of these things do change a lot. A couple weeks ago, Tess were on top, untouchable, and everybody was mocking and making fun of nerds. Now nerds, it's at a point where it will supersede milkers, and it's going to eventually, well, it won't supersede Queens or even Rewind anytime soon, but it is on the verge of superseding milkers, right? Where I thought maybe Tess would, I think it's going to be Nerd, and I think Cafe is going to probably be right behind that as well. Which is interesting, right? To know that things do change a lot, and that it is interesting to see that these two hosts who kind of started around the same time, who were rivals, now, I wouldn't really say rivals, but people who had beef and criticism towards each other are now becoming, again, I wouldn't say friends, but more buddy. I guess the winds are changing. I guess time will change. I don't even know. Because anything can happen in the LCU. Anything can happen. One day you're on top, and the next day you're on the bottom. One day you're fighting with somebody, and the next day you're their biggest fan. We saw it with Queens and Milker, particularly with Roxy Becky, and now we're seeing it with Beans and Zay Zooted. All right, let's get into Milkers.
I don't know what else I can do.
And then Rastov comes in to say something about it, and then I just watched the clip because I just found out about it. And then you start going off at him. It's like, dude, like...
Well, because in all fairness, how come it's okay to say ninja?
Ninja? What's wrong with ninja?
You know what I'm referring to.
It's the whole time I've been here. For months and months, I've never said anything racist or anything. I'm not a racist person. You never caught me. It was a fucking
You're on the wrong
mistake.
screen, Becky.
I just switched, thank you.
It was a mistake. It came out wrong. Okay, I'm not justifying it.
Just so
I feel bad
fucking
as it
disappointed.
is. I'm sorry. I
just
feel
so
bad as it
disappointed.
is.
And then you got these racist motherfuckers in the chat trying to like defend it too. Like, go fuck yourselves too in the chat. Like, dude, it's just, come on, man. This is not what the LCU is. We're not making fun of different races and people's characteristics
But she wasn't trying
based on their race.
I don't want to
That's not
defend
what
what
we do
she.
here.
I don't want to defend it, but like there's a double standard though too.
Yeah, what?
The example I just gave.
Who are you referring to?
Ninja at Fat Camp.
Oh, where Tina said that?
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
she didn't
Tina
get in
wasn't being-
trouble.
Yeah, Tina was not being racist.
Well, Roxy wasn't trying to be. She wasn't trying to be. She was trying to be descriptive. She just used the absolute wrong word for it, but she
That
wasn't.
is like the most racist thing for that group of people. Plus, she did the eye motion.
I did
Like,
the
not
face
even-
thing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I can't say anything. I can't say anything. Thank you, the truth, for $2, saying only Keem and Tina can say truly racist stuff.
Yeah,
I
well,
said I'm
truth is
sorry.
not
I feel
banned.
terrible.
Truth is not banned. Bye, Truth. Go
Do
fucking
not,
Truth tomorrow.
Keem.
Why would you do that,
Stop.
Keem? They're not allowed to have an opinion. I mean,
I don't give a fuck. Motherfuckers must have thought who runs shit around here is
but
me.
Keem, you're taking away people's freedom of speech. I mean, come on.
This show was
Freedom of
doing so
speech.
good, and now it's going
First of all,
down.
this is YouTube. You have to have like this is a privilege to be able to talk in the YouTube comments. Plus, you have it on members only. They have to pay this show $10 a month or $5 a month to even talk in it. It's not. What are we talking about? Freedom of speech.
No, but forget freedom of speech. Think of what you just said. The truth is a paying member. She pays to be here. Don't just ban her for that.
Yeah.
I know you
have
do
a
that shit
right-
on your shows, but we treat our viewers a little different.
Well, I have a right to, refuse service. To
You do,
anyone.
but yesterday you did that to you called our viewers mouth breathers over on Queens, and one of our biggest supporters who donates hundreds of dollars every show was so upset over that. You gotta be
always
careful.
disrespect supporters.
The audience on
Well,
Lolcow
dude, when I-
Live is different over here. We treat them a little nicer.
Well, when I talk shit about viewers in general, like most of the viewers agree with me that a lot of the viewers are fucking stupid. If that guy took offense to it, that must be a truly stupid person. 'Cause they were
Okay, we're not gonna
I'm
talk
the
about
dumb one.
I would
That
fight. Which one
Becky,
is
Becky,
stupid?
That guy, the guy who got offended, is basically saying I'm a mouth breather. That's what he's admitting
Keem,
to.
I'm going to stop you right there. I will literally kick you from the show because I don't want to offend that person. You don't understand.
yeah?
They literally keep Queens afloat. So please don't. Yep, here we go. Here we go with the fucking drama. Here's what bothers me. The show's going well enough. You don't have to fuck with it to create drama. We're doing just fine. Roxy made a mistake. This is gonna end up making me fight. This is gonna make me fight because this isn't right. It's not right. I wonder if they're doing this to try to make me defend Roxy and then piss off Tina or something. Because I don't understand why the reaction with one person is so overblown and with the other it's not. Am I allowed back in?
You're gonna throw me out? Guess who got thrown out?
Well, no, I didn't, but I don't want you to speak to them that way.
I'm going to.
Why don't you speak to them that way on your show? If I came on your show and spoke to the viewers in a way that's not acceptable on your show, would you be okay with it?
No, but that's also my show.
And this is my
also
show.
Another one of my shows.
For today, this is my show with Roxy, and it's her show.
Y'all are messing up. Your fans are messing up.
We were doing fine.
You know,
We
it
were doing
just is what
good.
it is.
We'll be
It
better,
was forgotten
Keem.
about quick until everybody had to come make a big deal of it. I apologize. I said sorry.
See, now Mary, the one who was upset, just said no more super chats for Keem. She gets hundreds of dollars every show, Keem.
Okay.
I don't care.
Oh well.
You don't
Oh,
care.
well, for you.
Oh,
Are you
well.
going to give those hundreds of dollars?
Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Y'all let these people in the chat, viewers, like run the content.
Mary
That's
doesn't.
really-
Mary donates half
She
the time.
just did. Look
No,
what
she
she's
didn't,
saying
though.
right now.
That's
She's
my...
saying no more super chats for Keem. She's trying to run the content.
that's
you know what
her.
my answer to that is?
I
don't
understand
need
what you're
Mary.
saying, Keem.
My answer to that is no viewer is going to run my content.
But
ever.
I also feel the
It's
same
not
way.
your
It's not
show.
just her saying that. I also feel the
Right.
same way. I'm very appreciative of them. These are people while our views. You're gonna make me cry.
And these are people.
Well, our
that
views
will
have been
feel
down.
what-
They're the ones supporting
And that's
us.
what I told
Keem.
them. We're not as
These are
fortunate as
people-
he
You
is.
don't
these
pay
are
our
people-
paycheck, Keem. You don't pay our paycheck. They do. So please,
These are people
knock it
that
off.
do this.
Knock
They
it
donate
off.
to the show, and then they
Mary,
demand.
don't leave. Please don't
and then
leave
they
because I have-
demand that hosts do something or the show does something, and if not, then they threaten their money. To that, I say, fuck you.
You're threatening
you
my
can
money
say
right
that.
now.
I know you
You're
can say
threatening my
that.
money. They were fine. You are threatening the money, and you can afford to do that. The rest of us can. And some of us, like on these smaller shows, we have very close
Yeah.
relationships with these people. I talk to
Why
Mary
I
on
came back
Discord
is
all the
because of them.
time. She's a
The
huge
main reason why I
supporter.
came back is because of the supporters, and I
And
truly
when
grow bond with them.
When she donates half the time, she doesn't even give a message. She's not even one of the people who donates for attention. She doesn't like the attention, but she helps a lot. And
When
it's a
you're
slap in their
basically saying,
face.
when you're saying that these individual people are so important to you, what you're truly saying is that your content is not good enough. That your show and the income of your show depends on these few people.
No,
and that
I could
these
have
few people
amazing
have power
content.
over you.
They're not mutually exclusive. I
They
could have
they're making
amazing.
you cry.
No,
They're
I'm
making
crying
you
because
cry.
you
You're getting
don't let
cried.
them
You
down.
are,
It's
not
unfair.
them, you.
I'm crying because
Motherfucker,
of you,
this is school
Keem.
right now. This is school right now, and you're going to learn a lesson. And this is the lesson. A viewer doesn't run your show. And when
You
they start doing that
don't either.
manipulative,
You
when they
don't
start doing that
either.
manipulative, parasocial shit that Mary's doing in the chat, guess what? It means nothing because Queens or
Okay,
Milkers or
Keem.
any of these shows are still going to go live. They're still going to get viewers, and they're still going to get support because
That's not
the
the
content
point.
is good.
I
But that's not the
understand
point. The
that.
supporters we care about.
Keem,
So
I have a background in
You
customer.
got,
Listen,
you got
Keem.
me fucked up. If you're trying to tell me that Mary runs Becky's content,
No,
you got me
Keem,
fucked
shut
up.
up. Would you
You
stop
got me
twisting things? That's
fucked
not what
up.
anyone's
You
saying.
are little.
I can
You are
create,
small,
Keem,
Becky.
I can create
You
good
are
content
little.
and
You
care
are
about the
tiny.
viewers.
The pay
We are
pig
trying to
runs your
compare to
ass.
you.
The
Okay,
pay-
we're
the
not-
pay
we're not as
pigs
fortunate as you,
run
Keem.
your ass. That's hilarious.
Keem,
That is
wait,
fucking
am I allowed
funny.
to talk now, Keem? Is it
No.
my turn?
I just find it hilarious that a little
I
pay pig
don't
is
find
going
it
to run your
hilarious.
ass.
I
I
don't
find
find
it
it
sad that you're
hilarious.
fucking treating people that pay you
They
and
run
us
your
like
ass.
this.
Have you been
They run
drinking
your
today,
ass.
Keem? Have you been
That's your
drinking
bu-
yet?
No, nope.
Maybe
I
you
haven't.
should
I'm sober as a
start.
whistle.
Maybe you
I'm
should
sober as a
start.
whistle. Mary owns your ass. That's hilarious. Remember
I'm just
that.
gonna wait
Mary
till he's
runs
done
you.
talking.
Can we not forget the fact that
Russell, can I please speak first?
Just
Russell,
one
can
second,
I
and then I'll
please
leave.
speak
And then
first?
I'll
If
leave.
it's
And then I'll
one-
leave.
Okay, no, I'm sorry.
Okay, let's get this out of the way. First off, Roxy says something that wasn't necessarily racist. I know what he said, and I know what he was trying to get at, but I'm not gonna say the word because I can't. I know the words he said. I just can't remember how you pronounce it or even say it. But it's like you ever particularly for women, if they pull their hairs way too much back, it does stress out their. It does. A lot of women, it stresses their face out, with kind of gives them this weird Asian look. Not exactly Asian, but it kind of mimics the Asian look. If you know what I'm meaning, you know what I'm meaning. and to a lot of people, in the words he said, it came off as racist, even though the word. I'm going to assume that she did not know that it was a racist word because she's an old timer, and it could just be like a slang word to refer to something completely different, right? Or like, you know what I mean, right? It's one of those like dialectic words. It's one of those words that it's only really spoken within a particular dialect of a certain area of America. We see that all over, but it can come up a little racy if you're not accustomed to hearing it. Because if I remember, I think Roxy is from the South, but I could be wrong. I know Roxy is from somewhere else. She's not from New York. Again, I'm not doxing her. She literally says she's from New York. Kim has said she's from New York. So that is interesting to hear. And then the rest, and then a little bit of the stream later, but after that, as this was going on, she got kicked off from the stream in the last like 30 minutes with just the Becky show, and they had an internet problem. But then Becky and Keemstar got into this whole argument about the relationship between host and viewership and how that it can get kind of parasocial, which can be. I'm not saying, in a way, I feel like Becky is the type of person to create a parasocial relationship without realizing she is, which is not a good thing because it does lead into negative consequences on both ends. Because a lot of streamers in the last couple of years have experienced that negative effect of parasocial relationships. If you want a good example of at least a current streamer that had that issue with Grace, one of the Dorps. So Keemstar tried to give them he could have handled this way better, but given that it's Keemstar, I think he just wanted to just fight with Becky for the shit of it, because Keem is like, I'm not gonna be controlled by the viewers or whoever gives us the most money. I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. Alright, let's move on to live because this video is about to be more than an hour and a half long.
This competition. Queens whooped the LCU's ass. Like, she beat out like so many
Aussie.
shows. Well, Aussie got
Rewind
one.
never got a chance though. Monday, Rewind's gonna take it.
We're still gonna run the gauntlet. Listen, give it to somebody else.
Okay. All right. Well, Mike, do me a favor. Text me or jump back in here if they get up and running, because
I will.
We were gonna send them the traffic tonight, for real.
All right, yeah, I'll let you know.
How did her internet go out?
You know what? Roxy was meant to go today. Maybe we let Roxy go live.
I don't think Becky's internet went out. You know what I think happened to Becky?
What?
She started drinking on milkers. I bet she fucked right now.
Dude.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Shh,
She is probably knocked out. Shh.
Hey.
What up, girl?
Hello.
1 second. Let me schedule it. I'll take it.
Sweet.
Wait, Nerds?
Done. I'm proud of you. Yeah, Nerds is gonna fucking do it. Ace, I love you guys.
That Zayzooed
Wasn't
it.
responding, but I'll do it with Ken.
Okay.
Down.
All right, just give us a little bit. Becky.
Hello. Yeah.
All right, so here's the thing. Is your internet really out?
It just came back up. It's been in and out for the last 30 minutes or so.
Okay.
That's the first thing to be in and out in that apartment for a while, I bet.
Back up. I don't know how long it'll stay up for.
Are you gonna go live or no?
I don't know what's best to do right now. Is there anyone else who could run OBS and then I could call into Queens?
Are you planning on going live tomorrow, Becky?
Yeah.
Just focus on your show tomorrow. If it's gonna be, you don't want your show popping in and out like that.
Yeah, okay.
Just focus on tomorrow's show. Tell Tina.
All right.
No, I'm sitting right here. What do you mean, tell Tina? We can't take a night off. This is the end of the month, game.
No, I know that, but like if her stream's just gonna end.
Well, then somebody got, well, how come her stream's gonna end though? And then she did fine on the milkers though, bro. Come on.
I have an
We're
idea.
scheduled.
Why don't Zay and Tina go on Queens and I'll go on Cafe since I missed today?
I got a nerd stream ready to go.
Nah, Nerds has got the redirect. I said first host to jump in and claim that shit gets it, and that's what happened. All right, all good, Zay. Congratulations. Good luck on your show.
Dude,
Thank you.
here, but I understand where Tina's coming from. Tina's constantly getting fucked throughout all this.
This is crazy, bro. I can't lose tonight
Yeah.
too. If she made money on the milkers today, that's not fair to me, motherfuckers.
That's what-
True.
that's what I was trying to make. She ain't getting paid for that though. She ain't getting
Yes,
paid
she
for
is.
that.
I guarantee you she is, brother.
No, she's not.
Well, she sure thinks she is.
No, she is not.
From-
She is not.
from-
Roxy is making all the milkers money. Becky is not. I swear, hand to God.
Okay, but you know what, Kim? It's the end of the month, bro. I ran around, stayed awake last night, got everything done so I'd be prepared. I haven't fucking washed my ass before the show. And now you want me to sit here on a Friday night and not make no money? You're out here. CD-ROM, shut the fuck up. You ain't had pussy since pussy had you, motherfucker. You got a GPS on a pussy right now and you still can't get to it. You sorry motherfucker. Why you catching it? Shut the fuck up, bitch. Come out the closet.
How old do you have to be?
You're a catcher.
All right,
You sucker, you fuck, bitch.
I have a solution. Ken, no, Ken, I have a solution. All right. Ken will host Queens. No, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to.
That'll never work. You know that.
Take one for the team, bro. It's great. I love it.
Fucking hates me, bro.
Okay,
Like,
okay,
same.
okay, but listen, listen. The audience hates, the audience may hate you, but here's the thing: you're saving Queens tonight. That audience is going to start liking you, and maybe some of that audience will start becoming cafe fans, right?
True.
So you're going to host Queens with no redirect from live. All right.
We don't need a redirect.
But you'll have Tina, you'll have Becky, because Becky will call in or whatever. All right. We got to get you on there. So you need to send me the information right away. And
Becky's right there. She's on your show.
wait, Becky, are you good to host, do you think?
I don't know. Like, I could try. Isn't there anybody else who could actually just host the OBS and then I could call in from my phone?
Yeah, that's what Ken's doing. That's what Ken's doing.
Oh, really? Okay. I just figured I'd call in and see what was going on.
But we will.
Rostov, you look so fucking weird.
I know. I'm not really happy right now.
Kid on a bike! Kid on a bike! I almost hit a kid on a bike!
Go hit him, Woody!
I almost hit a kid on a bike! They're in the fucking shadow!
Well, listen, could I just start the stream and then if it falls off, somebody else can
All
come
right,
in?
fine. Do it.
Okay, thank you.
Go. All right, fine. Queens, you're good. Tina, go. Ken.
I almost hit a kid on a bike. Did you see that?
Ken, team up with Zay Zudit. I'll redirect to which channel? Nerds?
Nerds. Nerds is already up and in there.
Okay.
I'm out here
That's
killing
fine.
kids and people fuck.
I'll do a show with Zay. That's fine.
All right, bet. Thank you, Ken.
All right, I'll meet you in the studio.
All right, see you guys. All right, we're good. Problem solved.
Oh my god. King, did you see that?
Yeah, kid on the bike.
I almost ran over a kid on a fucking bike.
Wouldn't be the first time.
I know, dude. She was in the fucking shadow. The sun was coming right down. She was in the middle of the fucking road.
So modes of live, and I'm only using one clip because the other clip I was using was just very irrelevant. It was them talking about the whole Desi accidentally. She wasn't naked, but she was like half naked. She just had her panties and her bras. It wasn't even that big of a deal because of Boogie didn't think about closing up the hole, and I guess they didn't realize that the camera angle, which is kind of stupid because like you should have probably covered that up because I guarantee the wind is probably blowing into that back and forth and it's probably creating a breeze that you don't want. They talk about local prom, which is going to be an event at a boat. That's going to be crazy, which is supposed to happen in the next couple months, which is hilarious to think that like they're doing these events to kind of break the stagnation, yet a lot of people are saying that lolcowlive and the LCU is dead or is dying or viewer, and I'm just here like, no, they're just stagnating. They're just at a state of stagnation, and I feel like I've been validated that they're kind of in a weird way slowly getting out of it. It's a slow process, but I think it's working. I think that's why Keemstar pushed this whole this whole thing, right? This whole thing between oh my god, my brain is so slow. This whole thing between wow, I can't even think. This whole thing between Grim and Beans, there you go, as a way to kind of build momentum, give new life to the smaller shows in the midst of the whole situation with, good old Becky and her drama with Tina that happens every couple of weeks. With, again, I feel like I'm a little bit validated because, like, as I said, it's like a cycle where, like, 1 week, like, a couple weeks, you have Tina and Becky getting along, and then you have a couple of weeks where they don't get along. It's like a back and forth situation. And I think people just don't care enough about it. And so I think Kim was pushing more for the situation between Beans and Grim because that, I guess, was more interesting in the way it ended up turning out. Now, towards the end of the stream, Queen was in a weird position whether or not they're going to stream. I have clips on that. What they did end up streaming, they ended up streaming, but it was a disaster. And yet, in the end, you saw a bit of a collaboration between Cafe and Nerds. And again, as I said, how the wind changed, how the fate of time. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm not trying to be philosophical. What I'm trying to say is, things change, the wind change, everybody is getting along. I can't even speak right now. It's because it's 2 o'clock and I'm trying to record this. All right, let's move on.
That's too strong. That's strong. That's strong.
What are we doing?
Bro, Ken, what's up? What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Okay,
What are we doing?
We the big show. We the big show. Somebody give me a number, and that's how many 20s we got to make. Somebody give me a number. The first number I see. Come on. The first number I see. Make it big. Make it big. Let's see what we got.
Make it big like the BBC. Oh, sorry.
Oh, also, Ken, did you schedule stream?
Okay. I saw
So
somebody.
even
I saw
if
80.
you don't plan, I have an idea. Even if you don't plan on going live, I think you should schedule stream so that if cafe fans want to donate there to you too, you can get some donos on your stream as well.
Lunchbox super chatted $20. Bigfoot, you need a one shot to go Super Saiyan.
Oh, we get a 50. I'm taking the giant
Why
rip
everyone
off.
trying to get us
Come
to
on.
drink? Everyone wants us to drink so bad.
I purposely did not go get alcohol today. I
As
purposely
per
did that.
usual,
I
swing
got,
for pig. For me, I'll drink for red donos tonight.
look, I'll take a rippy for a piggy. I'll smoke. I'll inhale some fog for a hog. Don't worry about it.
You know what would be the real fuck you though? The real fuck
what?
you to Queens would be if we got a crown right now.
Bigfoot out super chatted
Bro, we already got no.
$20.
We are
Bigfoot,
speaking of our
go check
crown.
Cafe's membership
Ken, thank you.
numbers.
I'm gonna talk over his whole donation buff. Bigfoot all with the 20. He said Bigfoot. Go check Cafe's membership numbers.
I will do that. I know you got to figure out your double Super Saiyan goal.
But you know what would be even more of a fuck you to Becky? I was going to say, than us getting a crown. Cafe getting a crown during prime time today. So I think that is the goal for today. I want all the Nerds fans who are out there who are also Cafe fans. Somebody
Go
come
with it.
show the love. If you can't do a crown, maybe you could do a pay pig. Maybe you could give some members. But we want you to go over and show as much love as possible to Cafe today as well because they really deserve it.
I need W's in the chat for Bigfoot all becoming a pay pig on Cafe today. I need fucking W's in the chat right now. Bigfoot, all you represent, bro.
You understand? Cafe is tucked in.
Instantly, man. Jesus Christ.
It's your fault, bro. It's your
The
fault.
gang's all here and you're not gonna flip for us?
You want to flip that badly?
Yes. Yes.
Do it for the Cafe audience. For the Cafe audience.
Come on. Come on.
Do a flip.
Do a flip. Do a flip.
Yes. We got the bugs flip on Cafe.
If he hurts himself, that's on us. That was like more like a fuck up.
He flopped.
Flip flop. Yeah,
He like flew forward.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Good shit, bro.
You're a
Shout
nerd,
out.
man.
So let me ask you, bro.
That's fucked up.
What's your opinion on all this wild shit happening, bro? Go ahead, just lay it out on us. What's up? What you think?
Holy
Grim like
shit.
PP?
Excuse me?
You think Grim like PP?
No. No, I don't think Grim is gay. Who thinks that? Seriously, no one does. You're trolling.
What would lead you to think that?
What, because he loves his friend? Come on, guys.
Loves him
Because he
deep.
Ever heard of
compared being gay
bromance?
to because he
All
compared
right.
being gay to being a man on a live stream.
Balls deep
What?
love.
What do you have to say for that?
I don't even know what that means.
He
Comparing
literally
being gay
said
to being a
being
man.
gay is the same as being a man. So
I can't defend that.
Can't you be a man
Can't
and
defend that
also be
one.
gay? I don't get that.
I'm a man.
That's true.
I'm so confused.
Well, aren't you closet gay, Ken? Is that the
Yeah,
rumor?
That's the rumor, evidently. Oh,
Bigfoot out super chatted $20. Bugs. Do a shoey.
do a shoe, Bugs.
I don't have alcohol, bro. I was
man.
gonna buy. I literally was gonna after I came on here, go to the liquor store. But
Go
steal
now.
more ham.
Go now.
Go
Take
now.
us with
Go!
you.
No, come on.
no.
Take us with you to the liquor
We still
store.
got. We
But
still
how
got
much
well-
time is left?
We got well over.
Uh,
how long are we going?
We got 43 minutes.
Yeah, we're going till rewind.
Going to rewind. Yep.
You guys really want that?
Yeah.
Yes.
We need
Okay,
would like
all
a
right.
fucking
They got a
crown.
crown. Nerds got 2 pay pigs. Like,
And we got a
come
pay
on,
pig.
it's
We got a crown and a
celebration.
pay pig.
We got a crown and a pay pig. That's
Yes.
not a fucking celebration.
It is.
It's a celebration.
It is.
We are shitting on
Bruh,
queens
bruh,
tonight.
Okay,
Alright.
okay. My real question is, why the fuck don't you have alcohol now? Second question is,
I drank
what
it all.
alcohol are you gonna go get?
Drink it
Vodka.
all.
Vodka.
Vodka?
And some beer.
I'm just gonna save myself just a little bit of time because these clips are really not that long. But I wanted to just illustrate that how for a while there was a bit of beef between these smaller shows, and now they're getting along and they're getting to a point where they literally cut their streams in half. What I mean by that is typically, right, as this was going on, Queens was having problems, and yet usually you would think that, oh hey, these shows, you know what, nerds just go on for 2 hours. But rather than doing that, and this is a smart move on Zay, right, and this is something I'm willing to give her the benefit of doubt. All right, and I'm gonna keep saying that I still don't like her, never would probably, never will. But even still with that, you gotta give her this much. She knows how to play the game. She knows how to get people on her side. She split her, rather than going for 2 hours, she decided, I'll go for 1 hour, redirect to Cafe, and continue their stream onto Cafe, and then Cafe got the benefit out of it too, which is a very smart move. Hey, you know what? You may not like a person, but you gotta give them respect when they're playing the game right, and she's trying to help them. Because later on, I'm not trying to be cynical or jaded, but I won't be surprised if she's gonna request a favor down the line. Which is funny because Dolls already requested a favor from Zay. And as I once said, lolcowlive, or really the LCU, is like Rome but Epsilon. And if that's the case, hey, don't hate the player, hate the game. And I don't give Zay that much. I still don't like her, but hey, you don't gotta. Hey, you don't need you can still respect somebody and not like them, or at least you could give them respect, right? You could give them credit when they need to. Let's move on because I'm very tired.
He has your jacket. He wants to fix all your problems. Get the fuck out of here, you yanker. Fuck out of here.
Keem calls that a sniff and jerk, or jerk and sniff.
Sniff and jerk. Scratch and sniff that bitch.
Well, but I really do want. Why did Nightmare take the hoodie all the way back there? Why? What is this about not sending it back? Because I don't know. Like, he told me the story. I want to give the benefit of the doubt, but still.
No, he said fuck. No, that's not him. No, he lied to you. Because really, he just said fuck the bitch. Caused all these problems. Fuck it. Nobody else is going to do anything with it. I'll take it home. His intention was never to send it back. So what the fuck would make you think he would do it now? And it's funny, all of a sudden this romance just came up. Is he a catcher or is he a pitcher? Does he get on his knees or does he just fucking smell like cheese? Either way you look at it, they're running this fake fucking love affair. Like anybody gives a... This is not Brokeback Mountain, bitch. You're not an actor. The fuck is wrong with you guys? You're hurting Beans' feelings. You got that fucking... What's her name over there? Snaggletooth? What's her name? Debbie Gets Down or Debbie 10 Town, what is her name? Tammy 10, going fucking nuts like she's been best friends with Beans fucking since fucking middle school. Jesus Christ. Everybody's going crazy. Listen, motherfucker, you didn't send the jacket and you suck cock. Who gives a fuck? Who cares?
Do you think I'm going to get it?
No. I think they're going to buy you another one. I think Keem's going to end up buying it out of his pocket and charging it to fucking Wink Boy over there.
Oh, that would suck.
I would want my original jacket. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Same. I want it too. Because, like, I could get another one, but that original one is now, like, it has history to it, you know?
Right. Yeah, it's got a lot of history.
Well, and especially knowing that it almost sold for $8,000. So if it didn't, then I want it. Or if not, then where's the money? You know?
So Queen had a technical issue on their end, and their whole stream was only really an hour and 10 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes. Hey, and there's nothing you can do. Becky and Tina are getting along. They went over the situation with Grim and Bean. But Tina still thinks that it's still fake. They went over the stuff with Roxy. I don't know what else you can say. Albert gave some money to his mom. That's cool. I don't really know what I can say in this particular Queen stream because there's not really much they can do. Tina says something like you gotta let losers win every so often, which is very condescending. It could be that she's a little concerned that eventually, again, I'll probably say this, and I think I've already said this, but I wouldn't be surprised if the smaller shows rally behind nerds, and particularly Zay Zooted. And if that is the case, then that is a threat towards Queens, and particularly Queens and Milkers, because they're some of the bigger shows. But if Zay is able to rally the smaller shows together, I don't know why I'm talking like that. It's just a bunch of dumb internet shit. But I like to make this more interesting because I like to portray a story that's folding. But in reality, it's just a bunch of idiots on the internet making content on Keemstar's dollar. I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid to talk like this. But sometimes you gotta make this entertaining. And yeah, you know what? It's stupid. It's F-slur. It's kind of redundant. But hey, give it... whatever.
Rostov went over to fucking Tech Talk and made that show what it is. You know who can't do that? Becky, Tina, pretty much anyone else. Like, dude.
How about CD-ROM and Roxy?
CD-Rox?
Nah.
How about CD-ROM and Glammy for a little while longer while something makes sense? Or you just want to rip the Band-Aid off and break Glammy's heart again because you got a boner for doing that game?
I'm telling you.
Well, Glammy, I'm gonna give you June. I'm gonna give you June. But man, when I put you in prime time and you guys were beating queens, and then what was that move you did? You just started kicking everyone out and just went, "Ah, me," and then you were sitting there by yourself and you lost like 600 viewers. It's like, dude, like what is happening?
Yeah, that did happen. I'm sorry that happened. I was having fun because the baseline of all this to me was fun. I knew
Yeah, but
that
it's not about your fun. Glammy. It is not about your fun. I need you to listen up and really get this, right? Because I got to be stern with you. The show is not about, hold on, stop. The show is not about your fun at all. It's about the viewers' fun. It's not about you. It's never going to be about you. Your show is not about you. You are providing a service for your viewers.
Okay, I can see that. I can understand that. Everything was it was fun. But that was the only way I was looking at it at the time. It was a lot of people. I wasn't used to that many people. I really found actually because of the fact that me and CD were trying to have a show. Queens and
No, you're just constantly doing this. You're constantly putting yourself before the viewers. You're constantly saying, Glammy wants to do this, Glammy wants to do that, and you're not thinking about your viewers ever. Ever.
I think that's crap.
I don't.
Sure.
I watch your content and I
Well,
see
you're allowed
Glammy
to
just
have
doing
your
what Glammy
opinion.
wants to do, not
You're allowed
Glammy
to
trying to entertain the viewers.
That's bullshit. And you're allowed to have your opinion, sir, but that is bullshit. I really put a lot of care and effort into the content that I produced. I spend time trying to look up things that I want to talk about, and I care about the show that I put together. And how dare you tell me that I don't care about my viewers? And that's hard for me to say.
Because I don't think you do.
Well, again, you're entitled to your opinion, but you're wrong. And
I don't think you do.
very much. I value you very much, and I care about you, and I care about your opinion, but you're
I care about
wrong.
you too, obviously. I do care about you, obviously. But it's not about caring about each other. It's about Glammy wants to do what Glammy wants to do. Glammy is not thinking of viewers and their entertainment. You're not focused on that. You're running a show. The show is to provide entertainment for the people watching. That is the only thing you should be focusing on. But what you do is you say, I want to talk about this. And you get all these crazy ideas. And then you get people behind the scenes, like before the show starts, you get them in meetings, you waste everybody's time and energy. You're exhausting. And then it plays out on the stream. And the content is just that, right? The feud and whatnot.
In the beginning, yes. Lately, now, no.
No, it happened on Tech Talk. What are you saying? Wait, so you mean to tell me during Tech Talk, right, when Rastov was managing, that you didn't fucking take up everybody's time and energy privately behind the scenes with all different types of...
One time as a crash out, that's the entirety of the whole entire thing that you're looking at is one time. That I was
All right.
completely
Well,
overtired.
Glammy, I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you to do me a huge favor moving forward. Stop caring about fucking Glammy and start caring about the people watching your show. Thank you.
Okay.
Glammy.
Yeah.
Good show last night. I really enjoyed it.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah. I told you that
And
last
I-
night.
Yes.
You did really good last night, Glammy. Honestly, truly.
And so did you. And I'm glad we had that talk. I am. And I can see part of what he's saying. I can see half of it, but I don't agree with all of it.
Well, I mean,
Glammy, your
Yeah.
ball dropped.
Thank you.
you should listen to everything he said because he
I
gave you
am.
good
Oh,
advice.
yes. I am listening to everything he said, but I feel confident enough the fact that I'm going to speak my mind and how I feel. But I will take the criticism. And maybe I do put me first sometimes because I don't want to see this as hard work. I want to enjoy it. But I do understand that there's a part of like having everybody else enjoy because
That
we're
one
here
show
for
you
them.
were muted and started taking apart a toaster. Absolutely brilliant.
Did you take apart a toaster?
I did.
In a bathtub? In a bathtub?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, not a bathtub. I took it apart.
Mutilated a toaster.
I mutilated a toaster. I took it apart. I was trying this. The idea was to undo it, take it apart, and then try to piece it back together. But the screwdriver was too big, so I got a smaller screwdriver. That didn't fit, so I just got pissed off and just kind of
Well,
broke it apart.
Glammy, if you take what Keem says and you put it into action and you get better, it's fucking awesome. If you do and you get worse and I'm watching and you lose the magic that I saw last night and the...
We are back again with this stream. Third time recording it because the second time didn't even hit the recording. Is it even recording? Yes, it is. So this video will probably be a little bit close to 2 hours long. Apologies, but at least you guys get a nice long video. You know, we had Glammy popping off on Keemstar, and it was hilarious because I think this was a long time coming, and you get to see her really fight back against Glammy. Now, I've always been this weird Glammy defender. Occasionally she is a little too much or even boring, but when she goes off hard, and it's a beautiful time. I know a lot of people within this sort of set of community don't like Glammy. I enjoy Glammy. There's something about her that is just entertaining when she is just there. There's a manic pixie rage that is just beautiful to watch. But this whole thing about CD-ROM, I really don't care. It's just watching her just go full into Keemstar, and this won't be the last time. And for the most part, the rest of Rewind was just them covering the whole Bean situation. They had Zay Judith, and they had Ken, they had Bean, they had everybody. Well, let's move on, and I'll keep my thoughts about Glammy when we get into the tech talk video.
Fucking Gina D, he dumped me with sweet tea, and I'm not fucking thirsty right now, so I don't know what to do with this energy. I'm just a little fucking pissed off about it, to be honest with you.
But I mean, you got me to balance it out, so it's okay.
Started at the same time too, so it's like you got two people at the same about the same came from the same
Yeah,
time.
not wrong,
Came from the
not
same
wrong.
time. I miss talking to you, CD. You've been doing real good on your show.
I've been trying real hard.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that a lot of people are taking to the effort that we're putting in.
I knew you were gonna make it.
I see you trying really hard too. I just wish it was going better for you, girl. I don't know
Oh,
what
I
to say
know.
to you.
I'm struggling, man. It's been such a roller coaster.
Thank you,
I
CD,
should
for
probably
the
take
$5. Go, Tina. Lunchbox with the $5. Nope. Bonding with a pig. Buy sweet tea. What do you?
Becky's the golden goose around here.
You don't think the worst of Becky? You think she's good?
I think that she's human, like everybody else.
Would you aspire?
She's a human.
Would you aspire to be more like Becky in the LCU?
I don't know how to answer that. Yes, I would like to be as successful as she is. Of course, I'm sure everybody would feel that way on here. But I wouldn't want to have go through the same trials and tribulations that she has. Fuck that.
Okay, sweet tea. Interesting question. Everybody keeps talking about who Beans is gonna fuck. I mean, what about Grim? Grim's a handsome fellow, sweet tea. I think a lot of the gay allegations are jokes. You could be the one to find out, whether it's true or not. You could hop in there and get the mix.
Yeah, he is recently single. How do you feel about it?
Kind of funny. I don't know if he's my type or not. I ain't paid enough attention.
Well, he's single now. You think you're gonna start?
Sweet tea, you gonna take with that shit from steak?
What do you mean? I know.
Do not instigate with me, dude.
Where's the fire? Where's the fight? You want to show, but you ain't gonna fight for it? What the fuck?
I will DoorDash White Claws to my house.
My dog is attacking me.
Right fucking now.
My kid was acting an ass tonight. Get down.
Wait, maybe you just don't have it. I don't know. Maybe that's the problem. You go fight back.
Probably more than Pupstar does, and you know that. And I definitely.
I don't know that. She would fight back.
I don't, man. He's confusing me, and he's also coming at me like angry. And I don't even know who he is, so I don't know what to say back to him. As a comeback.
You don't know anything about the shit that he's saying, and then just fight back.
Yes, I do. I don't know who you are though. I've seen you on the chat, but I've never seen you in person on a show or anything.
Say something horrible about him. Just say something that you think is funny.
Well, I told you looked like. Oh, maybe it's.
She said I look like a '90s heartthrob, Rastoff. Fuck off, you fucking weird, fucking
What
overgrown.
I'm gonna dig.
Rastoff, put your camera on. Put your camera on, community manager. Get some too.
I was gonna say that's an insult. Sweetie, insult me too, please. I could use the boost today.
You look like someone took an Oompa Loompa and stuck a tube up its ass and just kept fucking pumping.
So I see you in YouTube chat. I see you in Discord chat, and you roast and you comment and you talk shit in there, but then you get on screen and you're just like different.
Because I'm emotionally exhausted from all the rampaging I did in the Discord, I think.
But you gotta be able to do it all to be on a show, right?
I know. I need to be mad at
find that
you.
energy. Yeah, I mean, if they're talking shit, you should be mad.
You need to find that energy. You're supposed to be on this fucking show.
He looks like
He's disrespecting you right now by fucking being on his phone. He ain't even giving you the
I'm
respect.
ordering White Claws because Glowshine sent $20 for a 12-pack of White Claws.
Oh, is that a thing you gotta do around here?
I'm in Texas.
that's pretty funny.
Well, you know what they.
So here on Aussie, most of Aussie was interesting because we got to see Sweet Tea fight against Steak for most of the stream. But I think what's interesting was later on, I'm not sure if she was trying to rage bait people. I'm not sure if she was trying to start shit. It could be either or, right? It could be either or in this situation. But Sweet Tea said something interesting, saying that she is more entertaining than Beans, which is kind of hilarious because this is the same woman that got like let go, then she came back, and then they did this whole thing to get her back. I found it very weird, right? If you know what I'm referring to, that like you're kind of stating something that probably isn't as true. Maybe like in a couple weeks or months, she's probably will be more entertaining. But I think I like Beans, like, cause with Beans, there's been a long transformation from where she was from where she at. She started out as this nice, wholesome, nerdy librarian girl to now more where she's at now, and that went through a long, hard process. Now you could say the same thing about Glammy again. We'll get into Glammy, but you can say the same thing about her, which I think it's very valid. But to say that you're more entertaining than Beans, it's hilarious because you haven't been around the LCU long enough to really say that. And I think you also haven't been long enough as well to be hated, because I think the one thing about the LCU is that, I would probably say the one thing about the LCU is that being hated is actually very important. And people don't just, and I think in the case of Sweet Tea, I think people just don't like her. I think people just don't like her because there isn't a lot there to begin with. That's really all I can say. There's really not much I can just continue, but I think she just kind of said that as a rage bait type of situation, rather than being like genuinely serious, because I think most people just laugh at that. At when she said that. But let's move on.
I'm your host, Glammy Lammy. I am angry. I am heartbroken. And now it's my turn to say my side of the story, and it's not a good one. I'm so
Gotta watch.
heartbroken and disgusted about how CD acted. And fuck you, Keemstar. How dare you tell me I'm not a host on my own show? I worked hard to build this. I built it. CD comes in 10 minutes before the show starts. I put the docket together. I put the games together. Rastov came in and did the monetization of things, and I'm mad at him too. And we're gonna get into everything. Yeah, I'm full screening myself. Here's the content for you, and I figured it out. How dare you tell me I'm not a real host? After everything I've been put through. I've been broken, and I've taken it, and I've taken it, and I've taken it, and it's fine, and I've worked at it, and I've taken it as criticism. Just for you to go on Rewind to tell me I'm not a real host, then I have 30 days, what, to get heartbroken again? Fuck you! I say this with all the utmost respect, because I respect you. Why don't you try doing the same for me? Now, I understand that it's not consider that I don't deserve to be here, and it's only because of your generosity that I am, and I take that very seriously, which is why I'm so heartbroken and hurt. This show doesn't go unless I put it together. Yes, I'm a ditz. Yes, sometimes I act stupid, but don't take that for weakness and not caring. Because I put a lot into this. My whole heart goes into this. My soul goes into this. And fuck all of you. The rest of you sat there and you said off to the side that you love this show and everything of that nature. But then tell Keemstar that.
Okay, so we're gonna end this off. I wanted to originally end this with Tess, but Tess are right now doing their 24-hour stream. So I'll save that for later, but we're gonna end it with Tech Talk, which we rarely ever end with Tech Talk. We're more likely to end things with Tess, or even with Ozzy, or even Rewind, and sometimes, and obviously we also end it off with Queen, but never like this. For most of the stream, it was just glamming popping off from Keemstar, and a lot of people coming in to help her and give her support because they really did feel bad for her. People like Zayzu did, people like Xylee, which is funny because like Zayzu did backstab her, whatever. I women. And then with Xylee, who was very critical and like even downright nasty to her a number of times. Now it's funny how that changing, and a lot of people are coming in to help her and support her and give her what she needs in a time like this. Whether or not she sticks around any longer, and I know a lot of people want to fire her, but to me it's like, I think firing these people is just stupid, because and the reason I say it's very stupid to fire these people is they're all lolcows. They are one step from being lolcows, and they are lolcows at this point. We've seen this a number of times. Just like with any lolcow, they go through a bit of a cycle, right? Or at least the lolcow that Keemstar is making, right? Where he is kind of manufacturing and he's controlling when they crash out, right? When the time is needed. And we kind of saw that currently with, usually Becky was being a little bit of a lolcow a couple days ago, right? A week ago. Now this week it was particularly with Grim and Nightmare, and maybe next week would be Glammy turn to be the lolcow of the week. It's a cycle that happens constantly, and we don't know who's the next one. But we'll have to wait and see. Now, do I feel bad for Glammy? Glammy, she'll be back. She's a strong individual. There's that. Wow, that wasn't even a word. I really don't know what to say. Until next time, but go and be safe, and God bless. Enjoy this video.